I am not a monster. How many times have I told you I have schizophrenia and I'm not a monster? How many times have I ripped my heart out of my chest to tell you my story of living with this mental illness, pleading with you not to judge me, to have compassion, respect, and understanding for all those who live with schizophrenia. And yet, here I am in a rage, writing this letter because of a Four Corners show that aired on national television, ironically called Please Don't Judge. The show intended to expose the failings of the various mental health systems in Australia, and yet, in doing so, managed to demonise every person unfortunate enough to carry the label of schizophrenia. Yes, the pain of the families who experienced the most awful tragedies, with sons murdering or attacking strangers and family members, came through loud and clear. And yet, the mental health systems are failing too many people. And yes, the mental health systems are failing too many people miserably. But these stories in isolation cast an untold misery upon thousands of people who are not violent and do not murder. I am sure the journalist had the best intentions in producing the show, but the unintended consequences are massive. Stereotypical ideas about schizophrenia have been reinforced, and in the public's mind, we are untrustworthy, dangerous, and unpredictable. We are the menacing threat down the street, the person in the shopping centre acting bizarrely who must be shunned. We are the headline on the news, or the psychopathic killers in criminal minds, the stalker who is everybody's nightmare. Every time a caricature of schizophrenia is promulgated by the media or Hollywood or popular culture, untold damage is done to the psyches of a plethora of people who are law-abiding, peaceful, trustworthy, loyal citizens and soulful souls. We know not all men are wife beaters, not all white people are white supremacists, not all Muslims are terrorists, and likewise, not all people with schizophrenia are murderers. Yet repeatedly we are tarred by the brush of the media, reporting on isolated cases and causing the community to fear this unknown spectre that dwells among us. Will our friends suddenly start frisking us and running us through metal detectors before we enter their homes? Schizophrenia is open slather for a sub-editor's sensational heading or a film director's cliched scene. And those carrying the label are also the ones used to highlight the failings of the mental health system. Not only are we the canaries in the mental health mine, we are also the collateral damage of the mental health crisis. Four Corners has reignited the need for us to once again fight the stigma war and challenge all the prejudiced ideas about schizophrenia that sit in the back of the community's mind. The show has reinforced a dangerous notion of stigma. We again feel under siege. Ignorance and lazy journalism have set in train a moral panic about what we might do if we are let out of the madhouse. And it doesn't matter how many anti-stigma campaigns are run, how much education is offered. One PR disaster like the Four Corners show destroys all those attempts to show schizophrenia in a better light. And what's more, the show only presented the story from two perspectives, the carers and psychiatrists. Not one person living well with their schizophrenia was shown. It also indicated that the medical model, which is hospital, medication and psychiatry, is the only mode of treatment that can deal with people who are diagnosed with schizophrenia. But ultimately, the show left no room for anything other than a pessimistic rendering of untreated schizophrenia being a road to violence, bad behaviour and murder. The show may have been called Please Don't Judge, but the irony is that after its airing, there will be thousands of people already struggling with the label schizophrenia who will be judged. I now wonder if I will ever be believed when I say I have schizophrenia and I am not a monster.